This is the GIS Evening Report for Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. I am Rakisha St. Louis. In the headlines, government to work with Canada to improve cybersecurity response. We'll have details to this story and more when we return.
Attention all poultry farmers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources extends an invitation to participate in a series of consultations regarding the 2023 revised National Poultry Policy and Work Program. Sessions will be held at the following venues, starting at 5 p.m. March 19, Guava Fish Market Conference Room, St. John. March 20th, Deluxe Cinema, Grenville, St. Andrew. March 21st, The Canal Bailey's Backlit, St. David. March 26th, T.A. Marichaud Community College Campus, St. Patrick. A national consultation will also be held on April 3rd at the Grenada National Stadium for stakeholders such as hoteliers, restaurateurs, importers, policymakers, financiers, and supermarket owners. Your input is vital in shaping the final policy. Attend and participate to ensure a successful national poultry policy which will benefit everyone.
Welcome back. The government of Grenada is working with Canada to introduce cybersecurity training as part of a pilot program to enhance digital protection and improve its cybersecurity response. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell explained during a recent press conference that as his administration pushes an electronic and digital agenda with e-payments and e-business, it is important to make significant investments in protecting its systems, networks and programs from digital attacks. He said under the pilot program, approximately 100 Grenadians are expected to be trained for 4 to 6 months remotely. Prime Minister Mitchell added that the training and by extension the program will improve existing systems within various departments and organizations.
We are not where we need to be. We need a lot more persons with cybersecurity skill set. To that end, the government has begun discussions with Canada. I met recently with the Minister for International Development of Canada, who since put me on to some personnel who are in a position to offer training on cybersecurity. We are currently significantly considering running a pilot where we would train 100 Grenadians in cybersecurity. We need to get the funding for it. The cost of the course is around 7,500 Canadian dollars. It's a 4 to 6 month course. The upshot of it is that we are guaranteed job placements for them immediately, and we're told the starting salaries are around the region of 25 to 30,000 US or Canadian. They don't have to leave Grenada. We obviously would need a lot of them to work just to address the cybersecurity challenges in Grenada. But that will be part of a bigger pilot. It's not just cybersecurity, it's full stack developers, engineering, software engineers and all of that that we look into, because we are significantly under-resourced when it comes to finding personnel with the IT and digital skill set to help us with the cybersecurity.
The Ministry of ICT, through its Cybersecurity Incidents Response Team, provides around-the-clock computer security response services to citizens. However, there is a lot more to be done.
We have an ICT department. It is not where the government has an ICT department. It is not where it needs to be. It has to be significantly ramped up in terms of resources, as well as personnel and the training associated with that. We are, and all of our institutions, from the Water Authority, the Power Authority, garbage collection, the Ministry of Finance, revenue offices, social services, or banking system, more and more of it is going online. And we need to make sure that the protocols and the safety and security measures is put in place. So the ICT department is charged with working with our regional partners, such as CARICOM Impacts, to develop the overall framework that will see us have a robust cybersecurity network to address the challenges. But cybersecurity, like our own personal physical safety, starts with us. And so the ICT department and the cybersecurity unit specifically has been putting out bulletins, for instance, advising all citizens who are online to activate things like two-factor security authentication. Simple things like having a password on your phone is a start.
Grenada is on track to host the 2024 Carriacou Games from Saturday, March 30th to Monday, April 1st at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Deputy Chair of the local organizing committee, Aaron Moses, who was a guest on the GBN's program Beyond the Headlines, said they are comfortable with where they are at, with just minor details to be finalized. Among other things, the warm-up track will be resurfaced this week.
All the equipment that is required, including new additions, etc., have arrived in Grenada. We are utilizing the recent meets or national championship, the local primary school meets, and of course last week the intercollegiate championship, to expose and keep all our officials, very current. A lot of training has gone on over the last few months, and we have been meeting with all our various committees, ensuring that we dot our I's and cross our T's. So we are almost there. We are very comfortable despite the many challenges. On this occasion, it has been different. Two of the main requirements of a successful Carriacou Games has to do with ensuring that you have good accommodation.
And that actually was going to be my question, right?
Your transportation works, and of course you deliver technical games at the highest level, with all your officials functioning at the highest level, the equipment functioning. But on this occasion, unlike the two previous occasions where we had a games village, where most of the, if not all the athletes were housed at one hotel, that was not possible this year.
More than 800 athletes will participate in this year's event, making it the biggest Carriacou Games. Moses highlighted some of the challenges the committee faced to ensure the successful staging of the 2024 Games.
We are housing our athletes in 14 different properties. Now that poses some unique challenges. Logistically, the transportation becomes more complex. The need to ensure consistency in quality, especially in the food, etc., utilizing a number of caterers. Some of those properties do not have kitchens, so we have to have caterers do the entire offering. It is the largest Carriacou ever. Approximately 800 athletes and officials, and that will be fine-tuned because some countries will add a few, subtract a few, maybe due to injuries, as the case may be. But we are 800 athletes and officials. Additionally, so far, about just over 400 supporters have committed to travel to Grenada, and that is not other visitors that we don't know about. There have been a lot of requests to point to Airbnbs, guest houses, but we're talking about supporters who are coming with their teams. As you know, the Bahamas is the largest contingent. They are coming with just over 200 persons. That's supporters. Right. Many other countries are doing the same. A lot of our affiliates are coming with the largest teams they have ever carried to our Carriacou Games.
The visiting teams all have their eyes on capturing the most medals.
We have some really high hopefuls. We have some newcomers that are going to be getting their feet wet. But I think the underlying certainly goal, aim, and objective is to expose our athletes to regional competition, certainly at its best, and let them see what is really out there, with the hopes that whether they medal or they don't medal, they do return home and they realize that if I'm going to be competitive at the regional stage and certainly to take it to the international stage, I've got to bring my A game to my training.
We have a very young, inexperienced team. We have very little under 20 participation this year. So it's going to be difficult for us to put a quota on the hardware that we're looking to bring back. But this team never seems to amaze me. They rise to the occasion. It may be small, but we pack a punch, as Doc said.
We have some athletes that are exceptional, that are great prospect for gold or a medal, I should say. We have Tiana Springer, who you need to look out for in the 400 meters. We are also coming to defend our title in the 4x4 mixed relay. We have Atoya Harvey that will be competing in the 1500 as well as 3000 meters. So we're expecting medals in our event also.
The main stand is sold out. However, tickets are still available for the secondary stand and the bleachers. The Ministry of Youth and Sports congratulates the winners of the Republic Bank 2024 Intercall Games, St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School SAS in the male division and St. David's Catholic Secondary School in the female division in what can be described as 3 days of excitement, fun and keen sportsmanship. Coordinator of Sports Curlin Peters commended the organizing body, officials and sponsors for the well-executed games.
We want to say congratulations to the Principal Association headed by Mrs. Jeffrey for a wonderful execution and planning for the Intercall Games 2024. For the Victoria School, the St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School and the St. David's Catholic, congratulations to you and your management team, your staff, your PTA. For all your other schools, we want to say congratulations and did well. I think the crowd was very supportive. The schools, the whole nation are still with the joy of your participation and your performance. We want to wish you all the best on the way forward as you prepare to host the Carriacou Games on the Easter weekend. You guys did well, and it shows that sports bring nation, community, and persons together, which we promote.
The ministry's role in providing adequate facilities for local and regional meets is paramount. Peters says he's pleased with the level of support the talented athletes received over the last few days.
We at the ministry are extremely happy because we have put in so much work to make sure that the track is resurfaced so that you could perform to the best of your ability and to see the product that you have displayed with the level of discipline, the level of performance, the level of support. We know it's all good to the sports of track and field.
The ministry also extends condolences to the family and friends of supporter of the 2024 Intercall Games, Ms. Vanessa Harford, on her passing after suffering a medical episode at the Games. This is the GIS Evening Report. When we return, we will look at the communities that will benefit from the WASH program this year.
Get ready to witness the ultimate showcase of talent, speed, and determination at the 2024 Carriacou Games. This prestigious event brings together the best young athletes from across the Caribbean, competing for glory like never before. With the motto, many people, one region, celebrating athletics, Carriacou embodies the essence of Caribbean unity through sports, igniting a flame that illuminates the future of sports in the region. Don't miss out on this incredible event taking place at the Carriacou James Athletic Stadium from Saturday 30th March to Monday 1st April 2024. Get your tickets now at Grenadian Optical or visit gotofed.com and secure your spot to be part of this extraordinary celebration of athleticism.
Welcome back. 3 communities have been earmarked for the rollout of the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene WASH program this year. Abigail McIntyre has more.
Definitely the South will be embracing the WASH. And I can tell you the first 2 villages that we will start with is Montu and Granada Valley.
WASH Baghdad, we're coming.
WASH Telescope, here we come.
Honorable Andy Williams, Dr. Tessa Sincere, and Honorable David Andrew were among key figures who joined Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell on a recent visit to the Belle Isle community in St. David, where the WASH project was piloted. The visit provided an invaluable opportunity for the delegation to witness firsthand the positive impact of the program on residents' lives, as well as to learn best practices for replicating the project in their respective areas. Honorable Andy Williams, Parliamentary Representative for St. George South and Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, expressed his admiration for the newly completed washroom facility.
The finish. The finishing is really nice. It's not any second class, something it's proper. And I can see it benefiting people or villages that really have the outside toilets and so a lot. Now, as I walk through St. David's, I'm just picturing let's say Granada Valley and Montu. I think that could be good for Granada Valley and Montu area because it's an area where people, come down to the south and they squat and all these things. But we can look at surveying the lands, regularizing the lands, and also putting inside bathroom and toilet. In addition to that, we can also give them access to water because we have a lot of areas where people do not have the title for the land and they cannot get water, and water is a necessity. So with this WASH program, it can bring water to the house, give them a proper facility to use.
Former Senator Dr. Tessison Sayer highlighted the significant health benefits associated with indoor bathroom and toilet facilities, underscoring their positive impact on both individual families and the wider community.
Sanitation is one of the things I think we take for granted. When you do not have water in your immediate vicinity, chances are you do not wash your hands. When you have it, you're more likely to use it, right? And then we talk about contamination of food and all of that, and then we have all these, diseases that are, communicable diseases and so on that can be transferred or transmitted through poor sanitation. So this project is a really commendable one in my opinion, and I think having it piloted here is a good initiative. I've never been in Belle Isle before, so this is really an adventure for me, learning a new area, but I can also kind of look at the area and connect it to some of the areas that I have in my area, in my community. And this would make such a huge impact on people. Just the esteem coming from having an inside bathroom and toilet, this just has so many positive vibes emanating from it.
Honorable David Andrews shared his heartfelt concerns for citizens living in challenging conditions and expressed eagerness to initiate similar projects in his area.
My heart broke to walk into some of these communities that administrations have presided over for 15, for 20 years, and our people have been kept in those conditions. My heart broke to see that, but I'm happy that under this administration we have moved to transform community by community and bring to them these amenities that we think are essential for decent human living and existence. You can see there's a lot of visible transformation in some of the homes. When you see the quality of the bathrooms, in wall, nicely tiled, well outfitted, contrary to, in some cases, to what exists, but it lifts the profile of the homes, and that must do well for the psyche of the citizens in this community benefiting from it.
The WASH project, a flagship initiative of Prime Minister Mitchell, is aligned with his vision for a more prosperous Grenada, where all citizens can benefit from national development initiatives. For the GIS Evening Report, I am Abigail McIntyre.
Thank you, Abigail. To give recognition to social workers, March 19th has been earmarked as International Social Work Day. The Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Gender Affairs used the opportunity to engage staff at the Ministry of Social Development, counselors and students of the T.A. Marisho Community College at the Grenada Trade Center. This year's theme is Buen Bibir, Shared Future for Transformative Change, and marks the 17th year of Social Work Day celebrations. Finley Jeffrey, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Community Development and Housing, appreciates the enthusiasm and hard work of social workers. He said that social work is indeed the heart of advocacy.
As social workers, you represent the heart and the soul of compassion. You represent the heart and the soul of caring. You are the ones who tirelessly would advocate for the vulnerable, for those who are disadvantaged in society.
Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, Senator the Honorable Gloria Thomas, addressed the attendees.
As social workers, you are tasked with promoting social welfare, helping people from all backgrounds overcome the challenges they experience advocate for social and economic justice for members of diverse communities while embodying the social work ethics, code of ethics. These expectations are not to be taken lightly because the support and services you provide can make a huge difference in the lives of those who are in need.
Senator Thomas said the theme serves as a reminder that social workers are keen in transforming our communities and the lives of others. And given that goal, the government of Grenada commits to assist the social workers of the country.
I must state that Prime Minister Dick Mitchell, my cabinet colleagues and I are committed to doing what we can to empower all social services stakeholders to help provide services where they are most needed. However, there is still more that needs to be done to empower our social workers to be able to respond when required. Rest assured that we will do whatever is necessary to equip social workers with the necessary tools and resources to promote effectiveness and efficiency in the delivery of service.
According to the minister, there needs to be collective actions by communities, parents, and leaders to address the ills affecting our communities.
According to John Fitzroy Kennedy, one person can make a difference, but everyone should try. Therefore, we are all expected to make a difference by confronting the social issues in our communities to ensure a brighter future for the next generation. It is incumbent on all of us as citizens to do our part in helping to alleviate all forms of social injustice.
And finally, an upcoming root crop training session organized by the Climate Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Program, SIAP, in collaboration with the National Insurance Scheme and the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry and Marine Resources, will introduce farmers to a new variety of dasheen and tanya plants. This new crop was sourced from the Caribbean Agriculture Research and Development Institute, CARDI St. Vincent and the Grenadines by SIAP. SIAP's Climate Smart Agriculture Coordinator, Kenley Edwards, underscored the importance of proper training for farmers to ensure sustainable cultivation practices.
It's actually here on the market. Some of the supermarkets actually have it because there are persons who actually bring it into the country, import it into the country, and based on the size of it, the yield, it has some properties which I think could be very beneficial to our farmers. Moving forward, we will be doing more trainings with these cultivars. We plan to do so much more in the upcoming year so that we could have a good stock germplasm of these plantlets so that we could boost our food and nutrition security, but not only that, but increase our production on root tubers, particularly dasheen, as one of our staple crops.
Agronomist Troy Augustine, who has responsibility for root crops, will be leading the session. He explains that the leaf spot disease resistant variety will be utilized to establish a demonstration plot that will specifically cater to farmers facing challenges in cultivation.
You can see the variety, you can see how small it is. I mean, from that stage, farmers can establish it in the farm and get a dasheen that is 3 pounds or maybe a little bit more, depending on how you manage the crop. We want to stress on management of the crop. We want to stress on how to ensure that your yield would be at an optimum level. We want to specifically stress on the leaf spot disease. And 1 month down the road, 2 months down the road, you should be going to the field and seeing that the leaf spot is not affecting that variety. We want to get to that stage where farmers can be comfortable planting it because it's a purple variety. It's not same as ours, although we have two or the other cultivars with it, including the tanya. We just want to make sure farmers can work with it because that's what they use, that's what they do in St. Vincent. They work with those small plants like that and they will get the yield that is marketable. So if you're looking at marketing outside of the island, we have to look at how well the farmer can adapt to that situation and adapt to it.
The training is scheduled to take place at the Clogier Community Center on Wednesday. It is primarily aimed at current root crop farmers from Clogier, Belvedere, St. Omar, and Florida, and will afford them an opportunity to learn about the National Insurance Scheme and its new approach to self-employment. Due to a limited availability of plantlets, the training will exclusively accommodate current root crop farmers. That story just ended the GIS Evening Report for today, recapping the headline, Government to work with Canada to improve cybersecurity response. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rikisha St. Louis.